I don't know if you can tell, but it's actually pretty windy. I don't know, like up there. It's pretty windy and stormy today. Not the best day to be working from the park, but you know, we'll make it work. We'll make it work. All right, this is gonna get tricky. Well, because I'm having a rough morning. A rough morning. I can't win. It's just been one of those kinds of mornings where it's like no matter what I do, it's been a week like that. Something is just not working right. I brought my mic to do a video and so you guys could have awesome sound. What did I not bring? The cable I need to hook my mic to my phone. I grabbed this thing. It's a pop socket mount, but you're supposed, it's like bendy and you're supposed to be able to get it to work anywhere. I can't get it to work anywhere. So I don't have a tripod to get my camera up to the right spot. So I'm gonna try and like just do something to get it right, but it's just where I'm at, right? Let me try to be very still. Take this. Let's try this again. Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jodee, and today I want to just kind of do a Q2 update and let you know what's been going on. Okay, cool. I am going to enjoy my coffee. I don't drink coffee very often anymore. Like maybe one every 2 months. I don't know what it is lately, but I have been trying to get as much sleep as I can. Going to bed early, waking up the last minute as I can, and I just cannot seem to get enough sleep. I'm just always exhausted. And I think that's just part of my symptoms and stuff, the chronic exhaustion and fatigue. So, yay, coffee. It's normally not so bad because I can stay home, or I just have to run a quick, take my daughter to school. But today I had to take my son to school. And so 40-minute drive. He gets out early today, so I am working from the park in the car. But that's okay. It's okay. It's going to force me to actually do some work. So I want to get this vlog out to y'all. I know it's been a while since I last did a vlog. I've been doing live streams, but that's not the same as a vlog, right? So that's what I'm doing. Q1. Let's talk about Q1 and how Q1 went for me. I did not plan Q1. I did not have a plan going into Q1, besides what I wanted to read book-wise. I feel like I should have brought my iPad so I could have talked. I think I did like a January book wrap-up thing. My brain stopped. So I think I talked about the books I read in January. I have not talked about the books I read in February or March. I feel like I read quite a few books in February. You know what? I'm just going to make it really easy, and I'm going to link them down below. I know I read some of the Ice Planet Barbarians series, and I enjoyed those. And I know I've been reading the Kitsune series by Lissa. I don't remember the author's name. It's Lissa something, I believe. But their books have been amazing, and I am obsessed with them, and now I'm following them on Ream. So I am just going to enjoy those. And then I also read Jodee Jean Daniels' Replica, The Ledger, and then the Replica. The Replica comes out in a few weeks, or later this week, I think. Next week. I don't know. I read an arc of that, and it was really good. So if you guys like kind of those thriller suspense kind of with a little bit of romance in it, I would recommend that. So I've been reading a lot. In fact, I've been carrying my Kindle around, and it is, I thought it had given up the ghost this weekend. I could not get it to charge. But once I got home and plugged it in with a different charger, it was fine. And it finally charged. But like the screen is cracked now, and it's finicky charging, but it's 11 years old. I got it before my son was born, to read in the dark. It was a Kindle Paperwhite to read in the dark while I was nursing, and I love that thing. But I'm not quite ready to replace it yet. There's too many other things going on, too many other things. So, yeah, lots of reading. I'm currently reading a book. I was going to hold it up for you, but it's under the camera now, so I can't do that. But I'm reading Bride by Ali Hazelwood. I started it yesterday, and I'm almost halfway through it. It's amazing. I really enjoy it. A nice vampire werewolves kind of thing. I have other books I need to read, so I'm just going to be trying to catch up. I have a lot of physical books I want to read. I have I can't remember. It's the sequel to Lattes and Legends, bookshops or bookkeeps and bookcases and blood. No, that's not right. Anyway, I will list everything below. I will do a April reading wrap up. But I will list all my books for Q1 below if you guys are interested. I did finish reading Writing Past Dark, which was a writing craft book. This is something I've found that I really enjoy. I like reading writing craft books that talk more about the psychological, emotional side of writing rather than books on like how to write, I guess. Does that make sense? So that the books that help writers kind of motivate themselves to write, that talk about the hardships of writing, not necessarily like, oh, you need to make sure you put a comma at the end of a sentence when you add a I said tag on it or something like that. Those sorts of books I really enjoy. So if you have any suggestions for which ones, I think I've read the one by, my brain is not pulling names and stuff out today, so I'm not even gonna worry about it. But if you have any suggestions about those types of books to read, I would really like to hear them. Leave me a comment below if you'd like. But yeah, Q1 went, I feel like, pretty well. I hit 1,000 subscribers here on YouTube. Thank you so much if you're subscribed. I so appreciate y'all and hanging with me, even though I don't post often. The live streams have helped a lot, but I need to get back into a routine. I feel like it's hard to, the writing habit, not just with writing, but any sort of habit when you have ADHD, it's like you can't form habits. Even things that I've been doing since childhood, like brushing your teeth before bedtime, I have to consciously make an effort to get up and do that every night. I can't just autopilot it. Autopilot it. And so it's hard to create these habits when you're neurodivergent and your brain doesn't work like a neurotypical's, when you can't form habits. And so you have to constantly make those decisions to film a vlog. And for me, it's like, oh, when I think about filming a vlog, it's not so much about, oh, I just got to pick up the camera and go. It's like, no, I need a script. I need an idea. I need to script it. I start thinking about all of the process that goes into it. And then you add in the fact that it's very hard to conceptualize time. And so I think, oh, it's going to take me hours to think of an idea, and you start putting all these, like, it's going to take me so long to do this part and that part and that part, and then I'm like, it's going to take me all week to film a vlog and get it done and get it edited and posted, and that's if I'm working on it all week, and then I'm not going to have time to write, and when am I going to have time to self-care and take care of myself, and I want to finish this book, and the kids, I need to do the laundry, I need to clean the kids' bathroom. It starts, the mental mind games I juggle just to make it through a week is exhausting. And so And that's where that habit thing comes from. Like, I really wish I could make habits, and because just to be able to do that, so that way I can take some of that decision fatigue away out of the equation would be amazing. I think that might be why you start seeing me wear kind of the same things. I promise they're clean. But I'm just like, I like that shirt, I'm wearing it again. I don't care if I've worn it 3 times this week and washed it every time afterwards. Because I like it, it's comfy, and I know it's clean. So it's just getting to that point where I'm like trying to either prepare all these decisions ahead of time, or as in like picking out all my clothes once during the week, or wearing, like, just grabbing the same things I like to wear over and over again, or focusing on like hyper focusing on certain activities. Like last week I was really focused on getting some editing done on Frostbite to get chapters up to Ream, and I was really focused on reading. So between those two things, I got a lot done on those two things, but I did not vlog. I did not get any drafting done. I didn't get as much movement in that I would have liked. I only did yoga once last week. I only did, stuff like that. And I don't think I ate as well. Like, I did not put as much thought into my diet as I would have liked. So yeah, I am trying to balance everything, and it is such a cluster. I'm not going to finish that because I don't want to curse. I try really hard not to curse on these things. But it can be really challenging. So, all right. So that was Q1. Like I said, I didn't get as much done during Q1 as I would have liked. I had a lot of health challenges in Q1, but I made 1,000 subscribers here. I read a lot of books, which was a big difference compared to the end of last year. I wasn't reading as much as I would have liked. What else? I earned the first stripe on my yellow belt in Toshindo, so that was a big deal. And yeah, I think that was about it for Q1. Yeah, I did make some decisions about what I would like to focus on going forward, and I've made some decisions for Q2. So I guess with that, let's get into some Q2 goals. So Q2. Now for Q2, I went through Sarah Cannon's HB90 method to make my plans. And I feel like I went through the course and took the course again. And I have that linked down, an affiliate link down below. It's not currently open for enrollment. The next time it'll open will be in, let's see, April, May, June, I believe. It might open end of May, June. If you're interested, I do have the link below. I think you can sign up to let you know when it opens again, or you can ping me and I can let you know in a comment below or something. And the course, I went through and I watched a lot of the videos in the course again. I went through the planner book and did all that. And I feel like things hit a little differently. Like I understood some of the mechanics behind the time estimating part. But when I went through, when I was going through and making my sorts of tasks, I really overestimated times, just to build in a buffer for my chronic illness and unexpected things. Because when something unexpected comes up, it throws me for a loop. Like earlier this week, Monday, we did not have, what was it? We got through about the first hour of our morning routine, and then we lost water in the house. And we're on a well system, so it's not like it was a public utility issue. So we lost water in the house Monday, and it just threw off my groove. Monday, we're first day, full day back from our trip to DC, and I was planning on getting a lot of like laundry and cleaning done, and I wanted to get some writing done, and I was going to alternate writing work with cleaning work, and I couldn't clean because I didn't have any water in the house. And it I was able to write a little bit, but like the whole day I have a really hard time when I have set expectations for my day and the whole thing gets thrown off sometimes. I think that's the some of the neurodivergent issues I have. But I had a point. But anyway, so I built in a lot of time for stuff like that because I have days where I just cannot function either mentally because of things like that or physically because I'm just exhausted and have to stay in bed all day. So that's what I did. So Q2, I am working on finishing the edits to Frostbite. If you've been following me on Ream, I have a vampire urban fantasy book that I've been posting chapters to weekly on Ream. So if you would like to follow me there and get access to that, that is available. Link in the description below. But so I have, what is it? I think chapter 19 went live for some of the tiers this week. And then I'm working on chapter 21 for the final edits. I have the rest of the draft finished, with the exception of like one scene I know I need to add. So there is all of that. So I'm working on getting those chapters through final edits, and then I will be working on publishing that, and I want to try and get that. That's like my main goal for Q2, is I want to get that book done and off my plate. The other goal for Q2 is that I want to keep drafting. I want to draft at least 48, or no, I think I marked it for 45 days out of my 91 days of Q2. And that's just because I normally take weekends off. I normally I think I made Friday a buffer day because normally Fridays I am running around at least once a week, either Friday or Thursday, I'm running around doing errands, and I don't always get a chance to draft. And then I have a lot of trips coming up in Q2 as well, and events that will make it hard to get some drafting done. So that's my goal. I have, those are my writing goals. To do that, I am also going to continue working on getting my critique partner chapters of One Way Out, which is the sequel to Frostbite. So that way, my goal is that by the time Frostbite finishes on Ream, posting to Ream, that I have a working draft of One Way Out to start posting to Ream, so that we have a seamless transition between like the prequel and this book one. So Frostbite is all about Jack and how he met Reese and became metaphysically bonded to this vampire. And then book one has a 60-year gap between the prologue, prequel, and this book one, and how it starts off with them being like the hotshot vampires and vampire servant of Seattle, and then them getting in kind of back into the groove with the FBI, and very similar to Anita Blake, early Anita Blake, and Jim Butcher kind of style of urban fantasy. So that's the goal. So if you're interested, if you like those kinds of books, definitely please check out my work on Ream. I'd really appreciate it. So that's kind of all about my writing goals for Q2, is to work on those books. I also want to upload a few more of my backlists to Ream, so that way you guys just have a choice of things to read there. I am also doing the 6-figure author accelerator course, which is all about subscriptions and getting your subscription started, which I have already started my subscription, but I'm hoping that by doing the course, it will help me figure out a way to accelerate it, jumpstart it. I want to create at least 6 vlogs this quarter. I think doing trying to do a weekly vlog is just going to be too much. So my goal is to do 6 vlogs at least every other week kind of thing. And then I also want to do 6 Medium posts. I do enjoy posting to Medium. I just often struggle with coming up with ideas for Medium. So there's that. Health goals. So for Q2, I'm trying to turn my focus back to my health again. I feel like since I guess the start of Q4, and that the focus on my health goals was not as focused as I wanted it to be. I haven't been as focused on my health goals since the beginning of Q4 last year, and I feel like that's really affected my health in ways that has not been good. So a couple of things, like since our trip to Japan last year, I started eating gluten again, and that has not been good. I was fine in Japan, and then I had a hard time stopping when I got back, and I was like, well, maybe it's fine now, and it's just gone. My health has just gone downhill because I've been eating gluten and dairy again. So I am for Q2, the goal is to stop eating gluten again. I'm not gonna go cold turkey on both of them, because I just could not. That's just too much for my mental abilities right now. So I am working on gluten first, and then I will go into dairy free. And most of the stuff, like there's some dairy that I've gotten in, I guess, habit, I'm used to replacing. So like this flat white from Starbucks has oat milk in it instead of dairy milk, because I know that's not a good thing. But when it comes to like cheese has been the hardest thing that I've to let go of again. Because things like cheesecake or tacos last night, I did cheese, not sour cream, but I like cheese. Arepas with cheese in them. When we were in DC, we went to this place called Emissary in DuPont Circle, and it was so good. Y'all, this little cafe tucked into this like little hole in the wall mom and pop kind of place had the best arepas. It was what did I order on this on their menu? It was the arepa con queso, and it was an arepa with, I think it was manchego cheese cooked into it, but I'm not entirely sure. And then it came with like some arugula salad greens with this like champagne vinaigrette on it, and I got a side of avocado to go with it, and it was the best breakfast I have had in a really long time. And I'm just like, I'm like, I don't know if I can give cheese up. It's so good. So, but I don't know. We'll see. I am sorry. I went into a whole foodie thing. I think that's the hardest part about having food restrictions and knowing that certain foods don't work well with my body when I am such a foodie, and my upbringing and has just revolved around food with, I have Cuban relatives, and we love traveling to all these different places and eating all the different kinds of food. I'm a big, I love Thai food, especially tom kha soup and pad thai. Has noodles in it, which is gluten. Like almost all of the Japanese food I really love to eat has gluten or dairy not as much in Japan. It's really, dairy isn't a big problem in Japan, but gluten, there's a lot of gluten because they use soy sauce in a lot of things, and bases for soups and sauces and stuff like that. So I'm gonna try and bring that in. But so coming back to the topic, I'm trying to focus on that. I am also looking at working with a functional health coach to look at the bigger picture, to run some more specific labs that, my doctors might not think to look at, or, wouldn't normally you do, to try and figure out some of my specific food allergies or food sensitivities, and as well as some of the other health issues that might be going on that normal medicine wouldn't necessarily like to look at. So when it comes to my health goals for Q2, I want to focus on my diet and getting back to feeling good, reducing my inflammation. I don't know, my hands don't look too bad, but you can kind of see they're a little red. This one's a little swollen today, but like just reducing that inflammation in my body so that I can feel better. And once I feel better, I can move more, which will help with some of the other issues and joint issues and bone issues that I'm having. I would like to do yoga at least 3 times a week. If not, doing some stretching. I would like to be meditating daily. I also want to be able to, I want to earn my blue belt in Toshindo, which is 2 more stripes. So, but to do that, I have to feel well enough and be consistent with my training. And I also need to actually train and figure out how to, my body does not like to roll. And that seems to be an issue. So I got to keep training, But yeah, so that's kind of what I'm working on for Q2. Like, just trying to get my health back on track. Q2 also sees the end of school for my kids. They are out for the summer come mid-June. So that's a lot of after school activities. There's parties, awards ceremonies. There will be Teacher Appreciation Week. We have a trip coming up. We have a family wedding that we need to travel to. I have a camping trip at the end of May for Beltane, or end of April for Beltane. There's so much going on in Q2. It's going to be a busy few months, but I am looking forward to seeing friends, new friends, old friends. I am really looking forward to just focusing on my health and the end of spring and pollen season here in North Carolina. The pollen has been so bad, and that might be adding to why I like the bags under my eyes, because I'm just itchy, and it could be adding to my exhaustion as well, just kind of being stuck inside and not being able to get out as much because the pollen is so bad. But yeah, so I would love to hear from y'all. If you've made it this far, thank you for watching my insanely long Q2 planning. I did make a Kanban board, and I took a idea from Angela Hester to write my tasks in my planner. She writes them on the tasks page, like all of them, each week. And I'm like, I'm not going to do that because that's too much. But I wrote them at the beginning of all of the tasks for the quarter, at the beginning of my April bullet journal, which is also under my stack of books here to hold up my camera. But so that way I can check them off and work on them as I am out and about and traveling. And then when I get back to my office, I will pull the sticky notes off the wall. I did get my sticky notes up. And then for the habit trackers, I did print out some calendars from the HB90 planner to then put stars or stickers on for the days that I actually manage to do those items. So that way I can track when I got those done and when I did them. And so that way I can help find patterns. If I can get these patterns, I think that's what I need to do, is kind of focus on patterns and when I am feeling good to write, and what those days look like, so that way I can start recreating them more. So anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful April. I hope to be back with another video soon. Until then, peace, love, and happy writing, y'all.